is his real belly. Oh, I thought
No
you
way!
meant.
It's his
I
real
thought
belly.
you meant his
right?
fake belly as in him doing the action. But it's a real.
I want to stop this conversation right here, right now.
Would you rather date up or date down? This is your daily catch-up.
Boom.
Hey guys, so now at the end of every episode, we're going to be responding to some of your comments, so remember to stay till the end. Also, ask more questions.
Hi, g'day. So today we have Miss Annette Lee with us today. Welcome.
Woo!
Hi,
Welcome, Annette.
hi.
I
Thanks
hit
for
the mic
having
on the
me.
first.
Woman of many talents, singer-songwriter, has her own YouTube show now. How's life?
Busy but good.
So what are you busy with these days? Like, especially after the wrap of your series. Yeah.
So I have a concert. I don't know when this is going up, but
After your concert.
I guess after. So
No. Yeah.
Oh, the
But-
all-in-one. Was it all-in-one?
Yes, I'm so
Yes.
excited for it. When is it exactly?
16th of April. If this is going up before 16th of April, then
Definitely,
it's happening
definitely.
on 16th April. But then, so I've just been working on more content, creating content, just music stuff, and I'm working on second season of N and Ben show as well.
Oh wow.
So speaking of very talented people coming together, your YouTube show, which features not just yourself and Ben King, but also powerhouses like Gurmit Singh and Amy Cheng. How did it all come together? Tell us a little bit more about the process.
I always wanted to make a web series. Like I think when I was, especially in film school. Do you guys go to film school?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I went for like 6 months.
Oh, that's it. You're the most
Hey. Oh, that's
educated
not
on the
bad.
table.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But anyway, so sorry, I just asked because I know you all do production. But so I always wanted to make a web series lah. And I think when I was in school, you watch a lot of depressing art house films. It's very
Yeah.
mushy, you know. And then that's the thing where you study a lot about, and is the atmosphere is always very tense and pretentious. And so I always like comedy because I feel like it loosens the tension, and I feel it's very underrated because people don't, at least not in the culture that I was studying in, like comedy isn't seen as some top tier entertainment at all.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed it and that to me.
How does one begin this process though? I understand you funded it yourself.
Yeah.
So how does one begin? Like you just have a broad concept, broadly try and write down that concept, and then you call Gurmit Singh and say, hey.
What a big jump.
Yeah. Like what's the process from like conceptualization to pre-prod to like casting and then
So I really always want to make a web series, right? And then I remember after I left my previous job, and then I was just there, and I just felt okay. I want to create some art, okay? Because, as much as the best way to survive as a creative in Singapore is to do a lot of commercial work, so I still do some of that lah. But then I just set aside my savings, and I told myself, okay, this amount I'm gonna use to make a show. And yeah, so I just had this idea to do this, which you can find out the inspiration behind it in a director's commentary that I did on my channel.
Okay.
I've seen it.
If not, I have to
not
repeat
here.
the whole thing here again.
Yeah.
Wait, we should mention because we haven't actually mentioned the show, so you guys haven't caught it
yeah.
yet. The show is called Asian Billionaires and it's on Annette's channel. I believe it launched about 4 to 5 weeks ago. It's on its 4th episode at the time of filming.
Yeah.
And
He's a big fan.
I
Do
am
you
a big
want
fan. I've been
to
telling
actually
everyone to watch
thank
it.
you. Oh, thank
Do
you.
you actually want to tell people like what this show is about?
The elevator
Like, a little
pitch.
bit, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just it's a comedy. It's a mockumentary about a fictional billionaire family in Singapore navigating their rich lives,
The Sui family.
their wealthy lives. Yes, the Sweet
That's my
family.
amazing impression.
Nobody can tell.
yeah. No, you didn't watch. Just say.
I go watch. I watched
Yeah.
as much as I could.
She's too busy at work, John.
Yeah, she is.
Correct. Very good. No, but I really like it. Like I've been telling friends to like watch it. I even commented the
thank you.
latest one. You replied me, and I was really like, yes. And they replied me. Thank you.
He was
you.
telling us just now about how he went to comment on the videos.
Yeah, no, because I'm wondering
Who are you
whether
talking to though? No, right? You just random.
I
internet.
was wondering whether Kokwee like kept the money or not, because it was
Wait, I haven't watched episode 4
Okay,
yet.
sorry.
No, so just now, right? He mentioned this. He mentioned that he commented on the videos, and then you replied him. And then I asked, do you think she knows who you are?
No way.
And he said yes.
I said no. I said no, and John Paul said confirm have lah. No. I said no.
Okay, but
No way.
no. So
Let's
because
move on from there.
no, because
yeah.
I said no.
no, because you're posting this on YouTube, right? I mean, you
Yes.
get instant feedback on a project like this. I mean, you're probably used to this because you're on social media, right? But how have the comments been, and how are you feeling about it?
I think they've been largely pretty positive, which is very nice. Of course, there's always a portion of hate comments. I mean, that's
What are the
that's
hate
normal.
comments
Yeah.
like?
I mean, you guys get hate comments also, do you all?
No.
But it differs, right? Like
clearly
different channels, like at least if it's for ours, again we can't confirm or deny. But it's like the stuff that we are discussing about. Whereas for yours, it's like you've taken this creative process to write the scripts and to cast and to act. Like it, I'm sure you must have heard even more. Like what kind of the hate comments like do you normally?
I
get?
don't know. I guess just some people are like, this is boring, this is not funny. But
Oh.
but it's to me. I mean, for 1 second I'll be a bit hurt, but then later I realized that it's okay because different people just have different.
Also, you didn't charge them money for it, so don't feel bad lah.
Yeah, I also
Yeah.
didn't charge them money. Yes.
Have you actually gotten constructive criticism like for the show? Like not just like random hate comments like, oh, not funny, that kind.
I think there were like 1 or 2 people who suggested how I could have rewritten like certain parts. Yeah.
But good, the suggestion.
I wouldn't say it's bad, but it is not something.
Not worth cancelling and reshoot lah.
Yeah.
Or like easy say, but not so
as
easy to
in,
do lah.
like it's easy to say, but I have my own reasons for not doing that.
Right.
Yeah. Like, but I would say partially why I even wanted to do this show is it's almost from that whole perspective of like, you're so good, you want to complain, then you do you know. Like I think Singaporeans a lot of times we like to hate on content that we don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I'm sometimes guilty of that also, even if it's not publicly, right? I mean, do you guys hate on content you don't like?
Oh, I hate
All
on
the
my
fucking
church
time.
content all the time, man. Like every Sunday. There was one extent
Why you want to go to hell for that? Nobody.
Really not
because it's like they try to make a
Forgiveness.
nostalgic video, right? Then the whole video is supposed to be the nostalgic vibe. Then they try to be hip. Then they will come in with all the glitches. I feel like they have a 16 glitch transition pack that they just use every single video.
Right.
then why don't you join the
I
video
apply.
team?
Then they say we don't need people. Then I like,
no.
Right.
Wow, shit.
No, but they had that one video which you sent me. It was pretty good. Shot in 1995.
But yeah, because that's why I felt like, okay, I know people always say this show, that show not nice, and I'm like, okay, as much as I'm able to set aside money that I've made to create some art, like I want to be able to do that lah.
Yeah.
Because I got nothing else to do for money. Like I don't like to buy very expensive things or what, right?
Yeah.
I'm a very creative person. So I'm like, okay, I want to use it to make some stuff. And I felt, it's my way of sort of contributing in a sense to like content and Singaporean content instead of just like hating on it.
Right.
Because I feel, let's say
Did you
go-
make any money off the series? No, right?
I mean, no, it's like a bit of YouTube ad revenue, but to me it was just
yeah lah,
There were no like placements,
There were
lah,
no
not
sponsors lah.
like Jack lah.
No, we had like some like Canon loaned us all the camera equipment.
Okay.
I think it was
Oh,
very
right,
sweet.
right.
Nice.
We had wardrobe sponsors and the restaurant. I think why I wanted to make this also is because you know how, let's say you go to a restaurant and then you eat the food and then you hate it and then you just tell everybody how bad it is and then you just keep talking about how bad it is. But if you are also kind
you
of
cannot cook.
a chef on your own,
Right.
like instead of hating on it, like you should go and make some good stuff at your own restaurant, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
because what value does it bring if you are just hating on the next door restaurant?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Ratatouille? Like the ending scene of the critic explaining how, as a critic, I have the easiest job because I have the lowest risk, but I have the largest influence over someone who spent the entire life doing something, and I have
Right.
the power to just smash it all the way down. And so, like,
I completely forgot that part.
yeah, I guess because we were very young also. But what he realized in the end was that he really has the power to influence, and actually, let's see how we can do. Okay, that's not really a conclusion. Like he was just very positive about the Ratatouille.
Yeah.
But
Like-
I mean, okay, to play like devil's advocate, right? Like, if I'm unable to do something, it doesn't mean that I have to appreciate it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then,
But that's why I feel because I'm precisely able to create content. I felt like I had a sort of almost duty to make some stuff that I felt
Right.
maybe people will enjoy better. Yeah. But if I'm totally not a creative person, I think I have the right to hate
You
on
would still
stuff.
have the right lah. Yeah.
Which I realized just now I didn't answer the question because we all went everywhere, which is how how the process even happened, right? Like, did I just write it then, hello Gurmit, do you want to be in the show?
G.
What?
Hey,
No,
G.
G. No, G was. No, I think it was just a lot of very
Very
interesting.
subdued this episode.
It was-
sorry.
Yeah, it was a lot of pretty serendipitous moments. For example, I had literally just met Gurmit like I don't know a couple months into my writing. Actually, or like right at the start of my writing process, like we did a shoot together
Right.
thing, and then so as I was writing, I just felt okay. Maybe I'll just cast him. Why not? Because I talked to him and all, and
Right.
we had a lot of fun. And
So isn't it a very like a nerve-wracking process? I mean, you're paying him, yeah, but
you
also
also
that
have
you
to pitch your script.
you
to him,
have to
right?
pitch your script to Gurmit Singh, which is
yeah, of course lah.
The sitcom,
Yeah.
like Singapore sitcom.
many people call him Gurmit Singapore.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, because he was on every single NDP and President Star Charity and whatever. Yeah.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, I also never.
You same here.
We all thought he made it up.
No. It's a thing. Trust me. Someone validate me, please.
Okay, so yeah, so it was scary, and I just sent it to him lah, and then he liked the script, so that was good, right? But and it was actually also similar for everyone else. I mean, Ben's my friend, so I just told him about it, and just let him take a look at the scripts and everything. So he was just like, yeah, sure. Amy also was similar to Ben because they're both represented by Fly.
Right.
Yeah. And she liked it as well. As for the my Filipino actress, Pau Diaz.
Oh,
So-
she's such an MVP.
She good.
Yeah.
She good.
I
Yeah.
love her.
She's really great.
She so okay, that was a longer process. I was actually thinking, how do I cast someone to?
You can get an actual helper. You thought about it.
No,
though?
that's not possible. That's illegal.
Oh, okay.
John.
Like
Labor
like sidekick
rights.
Sunday.
No,
No,
their off
that's
day.
illegal.
They
Oh, is
they
it?
can't moonlight. They can't moonlight.
Right.
Why have you casted someone?
He's like suddenly going back to all his past projects.
Go and private some
in
videos.
Singapore.
So we thought like, okay, let's try and look for Filipino actresses who are somehow in Singapore. Like we just got in touch with, I don't know, casting agencies, and long story short, we found this Filipino actress who she's based in Philippines, but she has a restaurant in Singapore.
Right.
So she comes back and forth. So we wanted to cast her. We spoke to her for a while, but in the end, she couldn't come to Singapore because of COVID, she cannot travel. But she recommended Pau Diaz, who's living in Singapore itself.
I mean, if you go through a casting agent, interesting. But if like friend recommend one, right? He's like, oh my gosh, you are a Filipino actress. I'd like to cast like a domestic helper. It's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a
so
weird
actually I
conversation
did
to
think,
have.
I was like, oh
Casting
no,
an
is
Indian money
it?
changer.
Because she was a really big deal. Like she won the Star Search equivalent back in her day in Philippines.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
10 years plus ago, but then she quit the industry and then she moved to Singapore with her husband. Yeah, so
And rejoin the industry.
no, she's still not an official like full-time actress.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, so she had to take like leave off days to come on my show. So back to what we were talking about. I was saying I did feel a bit bad, like, oh no, she's such a big deal. Then I asked her to like play a Filipino like domestic helper, right? But after she was so excited about this, she was happy, right? Then I realized that actually, if you think about it, you are like somebody in the US asks you to act in a American show where you are a Singaporean immigrant. Will you feel offended?
No.
No.
You wouldn't, right? Yeah, cause that's part.
She's trying to affirm herself.
Yeah.
No. As in, I realized that actually is the fact that we think that they'll feel bad is our own.
We are projecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, lor.
You said you play.
Yes, yeah. No, I was just saying it's a weird conversation to have because it's sheepish, It's sheepish.
Yeah.
'Cause it's also a stereotype in that sense, right? If you see a Filipino in Singapore, you just sometimes just cast the impression, not that you say it out loud, right?
But I think like on the show, like it could have easily become a very caricature character, but it wasn't. It was really actually very nuanced and actually such a highlight of the show. So like, at least in my point of view.
No, but on that point, right? Like, cause I think I want to take it back to writing a bit, because I'm very curious about that aspect of this job, right? So like once you bring it out and you pitch it to like Gurmit or like this actress, right? Then do you work with them to flesh out the lines to make it more authentic? Do they play with the lines? Are they allowed to improv a bit here and there? Or did you actually write every single word that, for example, like the helper was supposed to say? You know what I mean?
Oh no, I usually am very open with improv one. I'm just like, you don't.
But
have
how
to
much of it
script.
was actually improv?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't stray from the gist of whatever is said.
No, but how much
and-
of it was?
Like percentage wise,
Oh,
if you had
not
to.
not a lot.
I mean,
I would say like
I don't know.
percentage wise, how much was different? Maybe 10%, 20%.
Right, so they did lah.
Yeah. So they still stuck to most of whatever was
Like
was in there.
Gurmit Singh's character where he does this and all that stuff. Was that
Oh,
all
that was
him?
his own.
Ah,
Yeah.
right,
So
right.
I think it's always very fun
Yeah, it
when
does seem like
characters
him lah.
can
Yeah.
bring
Yeah.
out, like, you know, they have their own interpretation of the characters.
Like the fake belly,
Yeah.
was it requested by him or?
Oh, he just requested. Yeah, just like, yeah. Sure.
Oh, it's not his real belly.
No, yeah, so
No, as in it's his real belly. Oh, I thought
no
you meant,
way.
It's his
I
real
thought
belly.
you meant his
right?
fake belly as in him doing the action. But it's a real.
I wanna stop this conversation right here, right now. No, I was gonna say hi.
Sorry, I had no budget for a
Oh, I
prosthetic
thought it was-
belly.
I thought it's his real belly. I mean, I love Gurmit Singh. Like it's just part
Yeah.
of life,
You just, if you stand a certain way, anyone can.
Yeah, no, but I thought it looked fake. It looked
No, he exaggerated.
He exaggerated.
yeah. No, but I thought I could see the prosthetic.
Rewatch
You're
it.
insulting him more.
Yeah, because you are trying to validate this.
There was
Yeah, but I
more
know the
prosthetics.
way you stand pushes things out.
No, but we're speaking about, scripting and letting that, kind of go according to like the actor's own ideas. So I think that comes back to that point just now when we were talking about, discussing with creatives and like letting the best ideas win, right? So we were doing the script read. And I remember, so the first,
So fun.
for the first episode, they did this trust fall thing.
Yeah.
Where Gurmit falls. Can I spoil it? Yeah, okay. So he falls flat on his face.
Yeah. He
Episode
falls
one.
forward and it's supposed
Yeah,
to back.
forward. So in my script, actually, he falls backwards, and he just collapses on everybody.
Right.
Because he's too heavy, right? But when we were doing the script read, then Gurmit just says, "Why don't I just fall forward, like in front?"
Yeah.
And then we just all burst out laughing. And I was like, "Okay," and then I just edited it on the spot.
Right.
Yeah. So that was something that was clear. I was just like, I'm not gonna fight him on there. 'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that's a very reused trope lah. The fall forward.
Yeah, but I felt like that was him kind of
Giving his
Owning
input.
the role lah.
yeah.
Does he do his own stunts?
He did. He had a mattress on the floor and he fell
but
on
he also
it.
got the belly that John is talking about lah. So.
Shut up,
That was the.
Oh my god, hey.
No, you can
Gurmit
actually
Singh,
see,
we are watching this, I'm a big fan.
I think it was on the director's commentary. There's a clip of him like falling on the mattress.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, I
He
watched
did his
one
own
again.
stunts. Oh, thanks.
So this is for like lines, right, of like jokes. But like, how about the characters? Like when you were writing and developing, like did it differ when the actors started coming in and then like change things up, or was it kind of similar?
So for a couple of characters, I had people I was referencing, so then I'll send them like, who are these people?
Right.
Act like them, kind of thing.
Wait, so who are these people that you sent as
I
references?
cannot tell you.
Oh no!
For example, for Ben's character, it's a friend's friend
Oh, it's not a TV character, it's just a
It's like-
a
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
that's close to.
Oh no!
Then so I was just sending Ben like Instagram posts of this person. Yeah, which are hilarious.
Got any parts of
Later you
Pachukang
show me.
like
What?
no, got any parts of Pachukang like leak out no? Like he act halfway suddenly he or some shit, you know?
Not really, but maybe there are some like Gurmit parts that leaked out. But I think it's okay. I feel for most actors, like there will be that one bit of them, like as much as they're changing different
Yeah,
roles,
yeah.
right? There'll be that one bit of them which is still themselves, which is important lah. Yeah.
I think because also we know Gurmit Singh through Pachukang, you don't know how much of Pachukang is actually Gurmit Singh.
Yeah, so another aspect of your show is that you, from what we understand, you are basing episodes off of like certain social issues that you feel are present in Singapore. Right?
Some, yeah.
What are those issues, and like was that one of the main reasons why you wanted to create this, or did it just like come along like later on?
I think it was one of the reasons why I wanted to create this, because I just felt like a lot of shows a lot of shows about Singapore made by foreigners, right? Sometimes they don't understand certain issues that happen in Singapore, and I wanted to just highlight some of that.
What's like one specific example that you can give
Of
the social issue that you're highlighting?
so let's say in episode 3 it was about our failure at bilingualism, especially bilingualism. Failure at
Don't use big
speak
words, guys.
English.
The irony.
That's not a big word. It's just
I didn't trip on it. You tripped on it.
The singularism also. Okay, then.
That was a very
but-
Gurmit
but-
Singh like joke. Usually.
but-
yeah.
it's
Sorry.
called monolingualism.
Is it? I don't know. I never go film school.
You never go English school. So.
Okay, so you mono then?
Then nothing. Yeah. So so that episode addresses that, and I would
But
say.
no, but was there something that I mean you brought out that conversation in the episode, but was there something that you were trying to say about it?
I think I was definitely trying to say that you lose out in not being able to speak more than one language.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in this increasingly globalized world.
Wait, you also posted a TikTok or something sometime back addressing this, right?
Oh yeah, very long ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I really digged it out.
So you all along you're already feeling for this one already. And now
Yeah.
finally you can do it in a more polished.
Because okay, how what do you say? How fluent are you guys in your mother tongue?
Not.
Quite.
Very.
Can't at all.
Very?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mother from China.
We're considering doing a.
You keep dropping that line like it
Yeah.
means something.
Why?
Hey, John is very good. I was just saying because we were in a meeting with a client. Right?
Shut up, yeah.
And
No.
he did the whole thing in Chinese, right? With maybe like only 10% English words. And I remember saying it to a colleague, like, oh my god, actually John's Chinese is
That's not
really
true.
good.
Mandarin.
Oh, not
Mandarin.
bad.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true.
Chinese.
If you are the one saying it, you'll be more aware.
Maybe because I
that
don't
half-
understand at all.
Half was English, yeah.
I don't understand. Also, to me, it's like, wow, this is really impressive.
Okay.
I don't
Like-
think it's
So,
important.
but
anymore.
you're good at it. Do you
Fantastic. No, but I don't think it's important
speak-
because like with technology, right? I feel
Nailed
like
it.
eventually we all just going to have the device. Then whatever language I speak, right, you'll just translate like in real time.
Yeah.
Sorry, but is the issue knowing your mother tongue or just knowing another second language? Like, is that good enough?
Yeah, I guess knowing another second language, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more of appreciating culture and being able to communicate with more people, or because like knowing your mother tongue is more of like you going back to your roots, right? Which was a little bit more of the episode.
Yeah.
But knowing another second language is just, it helps you broaden your mind, get more worldly, I guess.
But in
that sense.
Singapore, was mother tongue really ever for going back to your roots though? Or was it not just for like
Commerce.
practicality, and commerce with like China, for example?
Because I know Malay, for example, and I'm fluent in it.
Was that your second language in
Yes,
school?
it was my second language, but it wasn't my mother tongue. It was because I came from Malaysia, and then they gave me a choice. So I wanted to choose one that I would score well in rather than Chinese,
If I was given a choice, I'd probably pick Malay as well.
It's
Oh,
easier.
really?
It
It's much
just makes
easier.
sense. Yeah, it just makes sense. Like I can look at it and I can guess the way to read it. But Chinese, why? It's like a bunch of drawings. I'm supposed to tell you. To tell you a sound this drawing make. What the
Yeah. What other issues?
Issues.
I don't know. I think I touched a little bit on the class divide. Like, okay, I
Episode
don't
4.
think I discussed that very extensively either, but I did. Like, one of the things that was brewing in the back of my head when I was writing was this very interesting survey that CNA did 4 years ago, I don't know, where they interviewed young kids, and apparently they found out that the biggest divide amongst students, younger people, is actually not a racial or religious divide, it's a class divide.
I think it was with an MP, Dr. Janil. I think that's or similar. There was a show based on that, on the results of that survey. So
Yeah,
on
they did.
CNA.
Yeah, like a news feature, and they spoke to kids, and I think they talked about how because they have friends of different religions and races, but they didn't really have friends of different like social backgrounds. So do you guys have friends across
Do you
different
guys have friends?
like social backgrounds?
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever had a super poor friend. Like my impression, I mean in primary school like how I encounter them is like when they go up to the canteen auntie, right? Then they'll give the coupon instead of money.
Is there coupons?
There are meal tickets.
Oh yeah, the meal voucher thing, right?
So
Yeah.
it's like their support scheme. Then I think that was my only impression of them, but I've never made friends with them. Yeah.
Why didn't you make friends with them?
Just not my class, no. Like,
Oh, as in class, as in.
no, my school class.
Yeah.
The 40 people in my
Yeah.
same room. Okay. Nice.
Do you think
Good navigation.
what school you go to matters?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, actually when I went to my secondary school, then I had more interactions with richer people. So
So-
it was a
Not to reveal how spoiled I am, but I think I have in previous episodes. Like I went to an international school because I'm an international student, and most of my friends there were all very, very rich. Like the kind that they would come in Lamborghinis to school and that kind of thing,
Wow.
right? So like for the longest time, because this was my first interaction in Singapore, right? I thought that Singaporeans all had Lamborghinis, all lived in bungalows, and were all like have houses waiting for them already after
And then he
after
met
school.
us.
No, so I think when I first entered like the working world, right, and honestly, it just goes to show how oblivious I was, like, and realized that actually that wasn't the norm. That was the 1%, but that was just my idea of Singapore because of who I was interacting with.
Yeah.
Right,
I think
so-
I also shared this before, but like back in the day, actually now maybe also, but like when it came to dating preferences, right, I would try to date like girls from like a upper class.
Date
Why,
upwards,
Why?
When you were younger,
Interesting.
still.
like or still now?
Now I think like I widen up the options a bit.
To
lah,
even
'cause
richer.
I'm not getting any younger. But no, to me it's just like if they are from a upper class, then the things that they wanted, the goals that they have seem to be like bigger
Right.
versus just like trying to survive or whatever, you know.
But isn't
the
that also-
mindset is different?
Oh,
it's like- it
and
felt like
what
a
they'll
mindset
ask
that
of
I
you might be different also, ma. Like their expectation of you will be different also.
Yeah. So the main concern that keep coming up, right, is that like they are going to have this expectation of what their life should look like, and then what if I cannot live up to that, or am I comfortable to enjoy their life with them? They okay to pay everything, you know? Or I feel
Right.
like guilty or what, that kind of shit.
Have you had that girlfriend that pays for everything?
I dated a girl who was like that lah, but then in the end like
But
she
do you
boring.
feel okay about it?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Cannot.
Like, she can pay for everything. I don't care. Money
So-
only, man.
so
You want
you-
to do what? Then we do what.
So that's why you were saying, sorry, you prefer girls who are richer.
Not because of the money. Yeah.
Okay.
Not because of the
because of the
money.
mindset.
Yeah.
But it's,
Right.
Yeah.
Like I dated, like my first girlfriend was like not ultra wealthy, but like condo wealthy, whereas my family is not wealthy. It was quite tough because, and then one of the reasons we broke up, right, is because like we started spending weekends at home. So I ran out of cash to like go on dates. And I mean, among other things, lah, right, probably some comms breakdown and some shit, right. But one of the things she did mention when we broke up, and I wanted to know why, because I was very needy right back then, was that she feels a bit bored that every weekend we just spend time at home, but
Then
literally
why
because
she don't
no
wanna-
money go out.
And
Why
what she
she-
did you? Then what-
no, that's why she stopped dating him
But
lah.
you guys can still do stuff for free, like go for a
Nice.
walk in the park.
No, as in,
I
so she
guess.
was not okay paying like from her own pocket. Like, cause you all can go out, but she got money, ma, right?
But it was not about rich or poor, you know. It was more of, I mean, it was a little bit about that. But I think because I had some savings and I blew the savings very early on in the relationship and set one expectation
You saw market for yourself.
that I couldn't keep up with.
Mm.
Yeah, then it's not like we take time to plan a date. Back then it was still, you know, I will plan our date, that kind of stuff.
Right,
Then
right.
after that I just plan at home. Oh.
Mine is I damn upfront. I say I know money, but I can provide with the emotion.
How old were you? Yeah, say this kind of shit.
You just say anything lah.
Oh, same.
No, but I feel like there was I think maybe an old show that Faka said to you before, Faka Fast, right? That like how like when you were younger, right, and you really got no money, and I feel like I've used that advice before. You go take bus together because everyone pay for their own transport. Then you go food court, everyone will go and spin and order their own
Oh,
food.
right.
Then it's like
Secretly go Dutch.
secretly go Dutch. Then you use Kopitiam card, you get discount, not sponsored. But like I just went to Kopitiam yesterday, I realized how big the discount was. Massive.
Right.
Oh, every time Diana offer me, I reject her.
So let's say when you grew up with these bunch of rich friends last time, then when let's say you hang out, then you all go out, don't you feel like at times you cannot afford?
I struggled to keep up. There were some parts where I have to say, I'm sorry, I can't come because like you know, like after school, right? When I was in Malaysia, we would like, maybe save money, we'll go McDonald's or we'll go get bubble tea. After school, in this school, we were going to like Sedeli, we were going to like
Right.
like proper cafes and spending $50 on like coffee.
But
and
your
all.
family also quite well to do, no?
No lah, not to this level lah. Like they were doing it, like they were maybe upper middle class. Definitely
Right.
not upper class, but slightly wealthier than middle
Right.
class. So like we just had enough to, you know, send me to Singapore and send me to school. Then suddenly like asking for more allowance to go to a cafe. Like,
But did you feel like that drove a wedge between you and your friends though?
I think they understood. I mean, I don't think it was to the point where I was not going to a lot of outings. I think it was just like, oh, you got to study, you know, or
Right.
like I'll stay back in school instead.
And it was
stuff
much
like that.
easier for you to accept because in a sense you are an alien.
Yeah.
Right, you came here and like, oh, okay, people in this country are rich and they go to Delhi after school lah.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like,
that's what I
oh.
thought. I remember like when I went back to Malaysia and then my friends would ask me, hey, how's Singapore? How's your Singapore friends? And I'm like, wow, they really love Delhi for some reason.
No, I think I got the opportunity to also meet quite a lot of people from like upper classes, right? When I was younger, because like my secondary school is like St. Gabe's lah, right? So it's like a neighborhood school, but also a bit not. So
It's not like in my head.
some parents will set like they're from upper classes and whatnot, right? But they'll still send their kids there. So I managed to make friends with these people who we never knew how rich they were, one. Right? You eat kopitiam, eat whatever rubbish they do with you. They do all the normal people shit, right?
Yeah.
Normal people shit. Yeah. But then
Like
later
Survivor.
on, no. But then later on, when they grow up, right, they are the same people. Yeah, like money didn't
Change
make
them,
them different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like what you're talking about, if they're kept in that bubble where they don't mix around in different classes, then I think that's where the difference is the strongest.
Yeah, because when I was looking at that article, I felt like my experience is probably okay in that case a minority, because I have friends from all
Both ends.
different ends lah.
But where do you meet them though? Like school or?
So when I was in say primary school and then secondary school, I had friends who I didn't go to a school where it's okay. So I know friends who go to say like ACS or something. Then they say there's a lot of people who have like chauffeurs who come into school and stuff. I never known of anyone at a point in time like that.
Yeah.
And so I would say, okay, because I grew up pretty working class-ish, and my friends were all also about the same. Like we all just stay HDB, and I would say it was only when I was in JC, when I went to JC, I happened to hang out with this friend, who from there I hung out with her group of friends who were all a bit more,
Upper class.
yeah. Yeah, so and but
That's where you met
till now
Ralph.
till now she's no.
Is everything just leading?
That's not where I met him. No, so it was a very weird. It just so happened too lah. And
Right.
let's say I was in SAJC in junior college. And I think SAJC also has a wide range of people from different social backgrounds also. Yeah, but I mean that friend, she's still like one of my best friends today. Long story short, a group of us they were all bowlers.
What?
So bowlers,
Bowling. Bowling.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say
What?
bowler.
Yeah, all of them were bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opposite of ballers are bowlers.
Bowlers. So that was the first time I actually had a group of friends that were more well-to-do lah. Yeah, and I guess it was similar to your situation when like go out and eat, right? Then let's say we went to Fish and Co. Then I look at the menu, then double digit. Then I'll order like
High double digits more.
I'll order like a side dish. Yeah. And you'll be like, nah, why you so little? You're so skinny, everything lah.
Right.
Yeah,
Shag, oh.
but you don't
Really
want to
shag, sia.
say that. And they're like amazing people, and they're like awesome people. And so
I also learned that like I have a group of friends that like I had those experiences, but I tried to fit in. Like I was dumb enough to like deplete my savings to be like, yeah, okay. I'll eat
I mean, of course,
accidentally with you.
every
Yeah.
now and
Yeah.
then I'll actually buy a meal lah.
Yeah,
I mean,
then
you
then
can
I
save
learned
now.
very late in life, right? And this friend is Audrey Langy. We once did a show together also, and she's this Angmo looking girl. She's Eurasian, right? Very pretty, very nice, very lovable. And whenever we ask her, hey, you wanna go like have dinner here? And then she'll just say, oh, I got no money. Xiao was so expensive. And then I realized, hey, I love her the same. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
I learned that so late in life. Like
Just be upfront.
Yeah, like at 20 plus, then I realized, cannot just say cannot. Don't want just say don't want. And then more often than not, we want her to be there enough that we change the venue. Yeah, not like she was poor or whatnot, but because she live alone, so she pay rent. We don't need to pay rent.
I actually have a
Yeah.
quite sad story about this. So I had a classmate, right, that dated up like way high up. But it's to the point where like when they go out, right, is with the family that when she feels the pressure.
Yeah.
So if like say she go out and eat with the family and all that kind of stuff, right, like just the way that they carry themselves or the places that they go to or like like talking to other relatives and all that kind of things, right, was very very difficult for her. And then like I think family was a big was a deal breaker for him lah.
Right.
So then they ended up having to split lor, just because she cannot get along as well with the family because of like their background.
Like, what would be a deal breaker in topic that is so hard to get along?
No idea, man. I never go to this kind of dinners before.
No, I mean,
No, but
it really shows one, like the kind of questions you have,
It's
like
the pressure.
the way you answer that question. Then after that, outside of that, then your mum, the ultra rich mum, will feedback to an ultra rich kid to say, oh, she's not very, because they make their money by forming accurate, fast decisions in life. That most of the time they are right. There are times they are wrong. They can afford to be wrong, right? And I think that kind of with you.
Yeah, and I think it's just like networking in a sense. Like it's very different. I would assume lah.
Because it's not entirely inaccurate. You know, like Crazy Rich Asians, like the Michelle Yeoh character is so mindful of marrying another, like her son should marry someone of a rich family also. And like I know of like acquaintances, not really close friends, whose parents are really mindful of those things. And so like if they decide to date someone who is not of a rich family, right, the girl or the guy, the partner really gets a lot of shit for it. Like without realizing.
And it feels shallow, but I once had a conversation with Sid mother. And actually it comes from a really, really good place, lor. That I've been poor before. I've dated men with no money before. And I don't need them necessarily to take care of me. I can take care of myself. But I need to make sure that they can take care of themselves and their future. Because they've been through with people that are just financially irresponsible or whatnot, right? And they think different, they work different, and life is just very, very, very difficult. And all they ask is that they don't want their children to go through the same, you know?
Yeah.
So when she say that, I'm like, okay lah, you're not that shallow lah, auntie, you know what I mean? I didn't say that lah. I'm like, okay lah.
But usually, do you think usually that's if it's a girl dating a guy who is poorer than her?
I think same,
Both same.
I think same. Because the problems, like what John Paul said, I think the problems they face are very, very different. And to some, right, one of it is a major problem, and to the other party, that's a non-issue.
Yeah.
But if I'm not going to help you fix your non-issue, then the relationship is going to be very, very challenging lah.
And it goes back to the idea of generational wealth, right? Like, even for us, we try to make as much money as possible so that we can make sure that our children have a better life than us. And what does better life look like? Better life means that you don't go and end up with this druggy, broke guy in debt and they have to take care of him.
It's a massive stereotype of like.
I mean, whatever lah, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
But you are kind of like get out of that lah.
Yeah.
So then when you see your kid dating somebody, right, then obviously you will
It's
think of
wisdom,
those things.
right? It's the same wisdom that you will tell your daughter, don't wear miniskirt and stay out late at night, walk in back alleys, ma. It's the same wisdom that
Why?
you tell your kid.
Yeah.
Whoa,
No,
whoa.
I would say though that I think if it's a poorer guy dating a richer girl, with the exception of John Paul, I would feel like that guy would feel even more pressure, like because there's that ego at stake, like the man.
It's
is
just
supposed to
fragile
provide and things like-
masculinity though.
Yes, but it exists nonetheless. Though.
So do we not talk about it?
No,
Are you shutting us down, Denise? As men, do we not have right to...
No, so I'm
the
telling you
table
that is
actor-
you should feel like John Paul, who has a very non-fragile masculinity in this case.
Yeah, how are you so secure of yourself?
I'm still single. So it's not working out. It's misplaced. Stay fragile. Yeah.
And earlier just now we were mentioning that you are so diverse, you do so many different things, which kind of leads back to a concert that you're having that features the many facets of Annette Lee. Do you want to share a little bit more about it?
Yes, so I have a concert happening on the 16th of April. It's called Annette Lee All in One. And it's going to be a mix of comedy, music, and just other fun stuff with a ton of my friends as well. So it's going to be a live concert, which I'm very excited for because it's been a long time since we've been able to do something live.
Yeah.
And the audience are now able to vocalize, I
Heckle.
think that's one of the coolest part. Yeah, y'all can heckle me.
Will do!
Since you asked.
If they did though, I'll still be like, wow, at least there's no song. Because I have done a couple of small live-ish events in the past half a year, but they're not allowed to say a single thing. Then
I didn't know we're not allowed to say a single thing.
Why?
I just thought in general Singaporeans just don't say stuff.
I guess sometimes no, but it's really quite silent. Yeah. So I like that I'll be able to
Yeah, immediate feedback.
like you can at least hear something from the audience, which is nice. Yeah. And they can sing along to songs and stuff, which is nice.
So to score tickets for the Annette Lee All-in-One, it's actually free. But you do have to ballot.
Yeah.
So you have to go to our website, annettelee.sg, is it?
Actually,
Annette
the
Lee
ballot is really over.
It's already over.
We chose people and already.
We've already chosen
But if it's popular enough, you might do another night.
Maybe.
Okay, we'll see.
2.
All in 1, 2, all in 12.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Daily Ketchup Podcast, and a massive thank you to Annette for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Go watch the series, guys. It's very nice.
The link is down below. Also, if you like this video, like the video, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Subscribe.
Yeah, so we really like that you guys are engaging with us, leaving a ton of comments. Some of them damn constructive, some very funny also. So we're adding a new segment to the end of every episode where we're going to reply to some of those comments from past episodes. Okay?
Some of them go way back.
way back.
But you can also go back and rewatch those episodes.
Like not even on this channel. Back.
From 25th June 2021, so it's almost been 9 months ago. For the episode, should you check on your
oh my god, it's my pregnancy ago.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. And it's about sperm.
Sperm. It's a sperm episode that we did.
The commenter.
This is by Weebles303. What did I do to get dragged into this algorithm?
Yeah,
Why y'all choose this?
This is about the sperm, right? Then we talked about like,
no, but what did you do? That makes
What did
me
you
question
search for?
This is more about you than us, okay?
I agree.
Which also reminds me, shout out to Ben Wong.
Hey,
Ben
Algo!
Wong always comments about algo, and not just for like this channel, across all our channels. He's always commenting about
We
algo.
got
Thank you,
treat
Ben Wong.
Yes, yeah.
Everyone else is very hurt that they keep commenting, but we all never mention.
Elgo people, where you at?
Okay, so from 5th of July 2021, the episode was Is It Wrong to Pursue Money Over Passion? Which I think a lot of people actually said that really resonated with them. What the fuck?
Renazated.
Resonated with them, right? Because they had a lot of similar problems, right? I think John talked a lot about his point of view as a boss. And then Glenn Lim said, John seems like a good boss.
Hey, the producer purposely put this comment inside here.
Seems like it's the key
I feel like
word.
y'all chose it.
Seems like the key.
Any response from you, sir?
No, actually y'all should confirm or deny what?
It's confirmed lah. It's
Ah.
confirmed. Hey, good job, man.
Hey, next one.
Nice. Very genuine. I mean, he also pays me lah, but
they
like,
don't know how to do the international.
But he don't understand this sign though. We need another sign that he don't understand.
there was also from the same episode, there was another comment by Capybara Tranquil. When John mentioned about not hiring 40 plus year olds, right, because he assumed that they would be harder to manage, it honestly made me quite sad. Will we all become middle-aged one day, and is this how we want to be viewed at? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it makes me quite sad also, to be very honest. No, because I do see that there is a wealth of experience that they bring also, but I also recognize that, like, within our industry, right, even like, let's say, you want to poach a senior content creator, who, right? Like, where from? There's TSL, there's SGAG.
Do you think the fact that like
Then
the
we're all
age,
friends already. Then how?
Right.
Yeah.
do you think the fact like that the age is higher than yours makes it difficult? Like say for me, right, if I were to have to manage someone who's older than me, I feel like there's more of a stress there because like I feel like they have more experience.
The
and all
first
that.
one got stressed. The first one, Adele. Adele was the first one, but he made it very easy because he drew a very clear line.
Professional
Yeah, very
line,
professional line with me.
But
But the first one was quite stressed.
Like I feel like maybe there are certain scenarios in some industries in which hiring someone who's older can bring a lot of value, but they are like not necessarily involved in like say in the creative world. Maybe they might have lost their touch in terms of creativity, but they bring about management skills. They know. I mean, assuming I'm not saying, but that could be a reason why people don't hire older people, right? So they may.
But I'm not against it lah. Yeah, I'm not against it.
Yeah, but they may have a wealth of experience in terms of dealing with difficult people, managing, coming up with processes where I think maybe a lot of us don't realize.
So don't be sad, you're not obsolete.
Yeah, I think in my experience of hiring people that are even slightly older, right, is that like startups that operate the way we do there's not a lot of the relevant ones, and so many of those they come from MNC, and I'm not sure that's the experience that they would like. Because if they come in and they're quite senior, and we do have senior roles in this company, of course, but then they're expecting that they have 3 or 5 person doing their legwork for them.
Right.
We don't have that. I need you to think and do.
Well, there's scenarios in army, for example. 'Cause I know of friends who like after they go OCS or whatever, then suddenly they rank up, and now the older people in their day-to-day life in army is suddenly lower rank than them. Is that awkward?
So the weird stuff is because in Singapore, when you become an officer, your first rank is officer already. Is second lieutenant already. Right. Yeah. So I have friends that the father is a senior warrant.
Oh.
And then OCS, you graduate, then you got your little 1 bar, right? Your father comes and pin it on you, and then if you are in uniform, you have to salute the officer.
Wow.
Yeah, so the father told him this is the last time.
then the son shout, knock it down!
Go and touch the tree and come back.
You can, oh my gosh.
The power.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I mean, in SA it doesn't really work this way though. The officers really, really respect the Enciks.
Hey guys, so we're adding a new section at the end of every episode where we respond to some of your comments, questions, feedback, responses. So if you have any questions for us, just leave them down in the in the
comment section.
And we'll respond to them.
So that we can continue the discussion beyond the episode.
Huh?
Oh.
Get to type in.
Alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye.